Hi, in this video, I'm going to go over the mechanics of how to set up P4. Just the mechanics, it's going to be a quicker video. For a more in-depth video with common pitfalls, see the same folder as this one, and there will be a more detailed explanation, but I'm just going to go through the mechanics. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create an Xcode project. So I'm going to go to Xcode, create a new project, Mac OS, command line tool. Next, the name of my project, I'm just going to call it P4. Organization identifier is my unique name. Language is C++. I'm going to go to next. I'm going to go to where my X183 folder is under documents. Yours might be somewhere else under projects. And I'm just going to make my Xcode project right here and click create and leave create get repository on my Mac unchecked. And Xcode will create that folder for us. So I'm just going to do create. Now I'm going to download my starter files by going to the spec, going to starter files, download starter files using this link. I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the zip file. I can select all the files by holding down the shift key and holding down the down arrow at the same time. I'm going to select them, drag them into my folder, into my project folder that I just created by going to documents, X183, projects, and we'll see that we're going to go as deep as we can go inside of the folder that Xcode created for us until we see that main. We're going to release. And now we're going to actually drag those files into the project that we created. So we're going to go, we want to make sure that we go directly under that P4 folder and not anywhere else. We're going to leave these as they are. We're not going to copy items if needed. We're going to create folder references and finish. We'll do a check for ourselves that we're under the projects, then the folder, and then we have the files themselves. We can go ahead and delete the main that they gave us. Delete, move to trash. We don't want to remove reference. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our scheme. And the way that we're going to set up our scheme is by going to product, scheme, edit scheme. And then we're going to go to use custom working directory, which will essentially tell our computer where to look for input files and output files. So I'm going to click on this folder, and then I'm going to go to where we saved our starter files, which is in this P4 right here. Once we see all of our starter files, we're going to click choose. We're going to click close. If we have Xcode 15, which you can find out from going to Xcode, and then if you can go to Xcode, go to about Xcode, and we'll see that we have Xcode 15. If you have Xcode 15, version 15 or higher, then you're good to go, you're done. If you don't have Xcode 15 and you have an earlier version of Xcode, that's totally okay. You just have one more step, which under Xcode, you'll have this button called preferences. And in the spec, it will show you that preferences under setting up file IO, that you'll just click on that preferences button, go to locations, go to relative, and then derived data. So just follow those additional steps in the spec. I have Xcode 15, and I'm assuming most students will have higher than Xcode 15. So then you should be good to go. If you try to compile at this point by clicking compile, you'll notice that you'll have a linker error. Build failed. And the reason for that is that you haven't implemented your function stubs. So if you want to implement your function stubs, then your code will be able to compile. So make sure you do that and you'll be ready to go. Feel free to watch the longer video for some more in-depth explanations and pitfalls if following these steps didn't work, or stop by office hours. Good luck with your project.